Joining us right now to talk more about that is the president of Eurasia Group and host of the new WNET program, G0 World. Ian Bremmer is here. Ian, great to see you.
Hi, thanks.
Congratulations on the new show.
Thank you. Crazy, but it's going to be fun.
That's terrific. Your thoughts on the new Canada-Mexico deal,
well,
USMCA.
You and I were both talking to a group of about 100 Canadian CEOs yesterday.
Yes, we were.
And they were seriously relieved, were they not?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, let's remember that the big concern that everyone has had for the last few months is what happens if we don't come to a deal. Would Trump try to pull out of NAFTA? Would he start the clock ticking 6 months? It would crush the Mexican peso. It would disrupt supply chains. None of that is going to happen. And not only have we decided not to get rid of the old NAFTA, but we've actually made some significant improvements. This isn't a brand new deal, and NAFTA was never the worst deal that America had ever signed. That was exaggerated, but it is meaningful, and it's not just about getting a little bit of access to Canada's dairy market. It's improved labor regulations, environmental regulations, IP regulations.
Yeah, IP regulation.
Absolutely. I mean, in pharmaceutical access, I mean, people haven't wanted to get into much of the details, but the fact is pretty much anyone involved in trade in North America is going to see this as more efficiency, more growth, and that's a good thing.
It's a big positive for the president, Tegan.
And the Wall Street Journal editorial page pushes back on this. It's called, their editorial today, a new NAFTA relief. The new deal is worse than the status quo, but disaster was avoided. And and they go through what they don't like about the deal. New deal strips protections against predatory government behavior for most foreign investors. This is one of many things. The last line of the editorial is, the new trade deal could have been worse given Mr. Trump's protectionist beliefs, but that's the best that we can say about it.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Well, look, it's certainly true that there were a lot of people that were upset that they removed this Chapter 11 for dispute resolution. It provided a lot of multinational corporations a way to buy access to dispute resolution. So they don't like it. That's the Wall Street Journal issue. But
among others.
You know, that's their main issue. Honestly, people that understand free trade and that aren't playing partisan on this, aren't playing ideological, you know, don't have a problem with Trump particularly, will all say, yeah, if Obama did this deal, this would be seen as a better deal. Hillary would be seen as a better deal. Jeb would be seen as a better deal. I mean, that's the standard, you know?
But the editorial board is largely positive on the president's economic policies.
Well, they beat on him on protectionism of any sort.
They don't. Like, the trade is something.
But I would say they understand trade. They just don't understand it in the way that people who want union protections, which this new NAFTA deal is a huge handout to unions.
In Mexico. In Mexico, it's going to absolutely increase wages for Mexicans. It's going to unionize labor in Mexico. The American labor unions absolutely like that.
Right.
They do. Well, but Trump said when he was running that he actually cared about the American worker. Now, so far, you've seen tax benefits for the American worker, but most of those giveaways have been to wealthier people. This is actually a meaningful improvement that will impact the American worker. And I mean, I can understand why the Wall Street Journal would oppose that, but I don't think Trump necessarily cares.
Wait, but 90% of workers got are seeing higher paychecks this year.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And even though the Journal is reporting that companies are not passing along the benefits of the tax cuts to employees.
Right. That was the Journal
They did a
story
survey
today.
of 1,500 companies. It showed only 4% are redirecting tax savings to budgets for bigger employee paychecks. But there's no doubt people have more money in their pockets, Tegan.
Right, that's what I meant, is because of the tax cut, their tax burden is lower for individuals.
And that's a fact.
And look, when I go and talk to Rand Paul or Marco Rubio and ask them what they don't like about Trump, the number one thing is the budget. They hate the fact that we're spending $1 trillion in deficit. They don't like the giveaways. Traditionally,
but they like
conservative
the 4%
Republicans,
economic growth.
Absolutely. They like the growth. They like lower taxes for corporations, but they don't like the giveaways for the American workers. That's a problem for them.
But that makes my head hurt that Marco Rubio would say that Marco Rubio wants to essentially rob Social Security for family leave benefits, and then he tries to sell it like that, oh, well, you're just taking money that we would have in the future. Well, but there's a giant hole in Social Security. Sorry, I don't mean to digress, but Marco Rubio getting religion on the debt and the deficit and the budget. Oh, please, and my name is Dolly Parton.
After this most recent year and a half where he was pushing, like you say, family leave and,
again, politics,
directing money that way.
All politics are ideological, and we're much more polarized today than we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But the fact is we should all get together and say this is an improvement. The deal is better. It needed to be modernized. And by the way, it now allows the president, if he wants to come together with allies more effectively to focus on the real challenge, which is China.
Exactly.
So that's my question. So what does this signal to China? If you're sitting back there and Beijing's watching this, what's their position? Do things change as a result of this deal?
They are changing a bit. You know, the Chinese strategy initially, and you remember when Xi Jinping got up at Davos and say, I support free trade, I want to be a leader. I mean, he was hoping that Trump was going to be hated by all the allies with this America first, which means that the Chinese become the only ball game in town.
Right.
Now, if Trump has now had a really good meeting with Shinzo Abe from Japan last week, he's gotten the new NAFTA deal done.
He's meeting with the Europeans.
With the Europeans, he's actually put things like on hold. The South Korean deal has not finalized, but it's moved in a positive direction. Suddenly, the problem is with China, and the Chinese don't like that at all. I absolutely believe that they're going to be more willing when Trump sits down with President Xi at the end of November, the G20 in Argentina, that they're going to have more to offer the United States. Is it going to be enough? Are we going to move to a better place? We'll see. But there's no question, if you ask any multinational corporation, do you have a big problem with NAFTA or with the Chinese? They're telling you the Chinese. And it's across the board. It's asymmetrical market access. It's stealing IP. It's cyber attacks. It's the fact that they're a state capitalist economy, and they're about to be the largest economy in the world. We do need to address that. Trump shouldn't want to address that by himself.